Well, today seems like a good day to get this rear end taken apart. Hooked the battery up and the lights came on. Not really sure why. There's no lights up here. It's all stripped. And he's got his spot. He's just ready to go. Got a fan in there because it's already kind of warm out this morning. I might do some cleaning inside too today. We'll see. Really not sure why the lights are on. Should probably disconnect the battery again. Guess before I do this, I'm going to make sure that brake light works. And before I start pulling electronic shit out, I'm going to disconnect the battery again. Not really sure where to start on this, but I guess taillights would be a good place. Should let us get to the rear bumper bolts. Or clips or whatever's holding that thing in, not really sure. Guess he's done in there. So, yeah, we're going to start with the tail lights. Two knobs here. These look like they should be able to come off by hand, but there's a slot for a screwdriver in there. All the wiring for the bulb goes to that little clip. And there's another tail light. And under the rear fender well, looks like there's a Torx and a Torx. That's probably all that's holding it under here. So I'll get those off next. Two more in the same place on this side. Under the back, a little piece of plastic fell out when I took the fender well out. There's supposed to be one there. That whole bracket's missing. On the passenger side, there's still one here. So that'll be easy enough to get out. In the back, I think it's just two 7mm. That was just another 7mm. Now what's going to be holding this? I imagine there's something up in here. No, it just clips. That's easy. So back here, for one, this seems really low. Bad design maybe. But there's two, I guess these hold the bumper from it being crushed. There's two missing, and this is broken. So I'm guessing it's been hit in the back before. Hadn't counted on that. And I don't see any wiring back here for crash sensors, which is really surprising. So, I guess start taking the trunk carpets out. Figure out where the wiring goes for this. And see if there's anything. I'm gonna have to disconnect the wire for this so I can get the trunk lid off. So we'll do that now. Looks like this piece has to come off first. That's just clipped in. So we'll start there. So back here, I had these plugs covering it. There's T40s back here. But it turns out that's just for the trunk latch. So there's the trunk latch, T40s. Not really sure what it was for, but this is screwed on to the fender well. And that had to come off before the carpet came out. But there's all the wiring for the trunk lid and the tail lights. I can take all that out. Not really sure what this big panel's for. Got one fuse in it and 2 wires going to it. But I'm going to start pulling the wiring harnesses out. That probably goes way up front somewhere. Have to do that later. And same with that side. But I'll get out what I can. Mark them left and right. Don't think there's a difference. But they're marked. So all this wiring has clips on it. Those clips just slide over bolts. One back there. So just pop those off and the whole wiring harness comes out. In fact, there's 2 bolts for that fuse panel. Still don't know what the hell that's for, but... And the same with this side. Everything just slid over bolts that were in there. So I can disconnect the trunk lid, and that should come off. I'm not expecting it to be too heavy. And I'll probably disconnect the grounds, and I've seen a lot of videos on these flaps, the air vents. I guess they go bad and need replacing quite a bit, so I'll pull those out too. To get this foam out for the jack, there was a plastic piece clipped in the middle of that. So this went here. And this plastic went down with another push pin. So pull that pin up, plastic comes out, the foam comes up. And just for safekeeping, I put the carpet back in the trunk. So when I get the trunk lid off, I have some place to put it without it getting fucked up. That's next. So those were just 4 13mm nuts, and trunk lid came off. Changed my mind. Put the trunk lid up top. It's out of the way. Took all the plastics and carpets and put all that shit back in here. So that's out of the way. And we took these side flaps out. They need cleaning, but they're intact. And so label those left and right, and clean them. And other than the rear bumper, there's not much more I can do back here. saving the rubber for now. That hasn't been torn up, so that's still good. So I think that's going to be it for today. It's already hot. Don't know what else to do back here. The next thing to do is get on the inside and start ripping that shit apart. Got some more stuff to clean up and I'll get it listed. And come back another day to do more. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.